everybody, this is Cliff. I'm with Curry Custom Cutlery. I figured it was time I made a video. It's been a long time. What has happened is, since the last videos I made earlier last year, I ran out of room in my shop and it got overloaded. So what I had to do was I had to take everything out of my shop, clean off the shelves. I removed some brackets and made some more shelf space and basically dedicated the entire honestly, it's a walk-in closet. It's an indoor space. I wanted to make sure I got proper ventilation, things like that. And then I repainted the entire area. And then I put in the new equipment. So I wanted to give you guys a shop tour today. I've never done one of these before, and I thought I'd introduce myself on camera. So thank you guys all for the support. Hopefully I'll be putting out, I've got a punch list of videos that I think I'll do for everybody and for myself. I want to share this with everybody that likes to sharpen and enjoys doing this kind of stuff. I'm going to do just a shop tour real quick today. Then I'm going to do an update on my new Harbor Freight's 1x30 that's been modified and show you all the things I've done to it. Everyone's shown a lot of interest in the angle jig, so I think I'll go ahead and do an angle jig video and then show you some of the techniques I use with the 1x30 on specifically the angles, different grinds, tip work, how you can get a needlepoint tip with the thing, and maybe some edge leading and edge trailing. Also, not to forget the wicked edge. I'm going to show some more, maybe some finish work and some of the stuff I've done to that. So I'm just going to pause real quick and then I'll give you a quick tour of the shop. Okay, I guess I'll start with this is the first item. This is a new piece of equipment I got in my shop. I haven't had a chance to refurbish it yet. It's its own side project. It's a Grizzly 1x42. Picked it up off a guy that was leaving the island, and it's got a lot of, it's old, but it seems like it's really serviceable. The motor's strong, so this will be fun to take it all apart and clean it all up. I do have a whole tub of 1x42 belts. This will be primarily used for thinning blades and for making blades. Hopefully in the future I'll get a little foundry going, and then I can do, because the 1x30 works great. I'm going to talk more about how much I love the 1x30, but for stock removal it's not quite big enough. Of course a 2x72 would be a beast. I don't have room for it, but this 1x42 I'm pretty excited to get this thing tuned up and cleaned up. Next is the old variable speed Delta grinder wheel. I've got the different buffer wheels on it for polishing the different blades. This is a very firm one, and I use it with the coarse rubbing compound. Then I've got a medium that's semi-flexible. I use it with it's a medium. And then I've got a soft pad, and the soft pad I use with red. This over here is something that I made when I was first starting out, and it still works great. You just have to be very careful about the angle. It's a deburr or the final stropping. And what I used was pizza boxes, and I glued them together. I know, cardboard. What it has though is it's porous on the edge, and it's soft, but it's firm, And so what it does is it loads up really good with the rubbing compound. It spins right up, and away it goes. Might not have tightened that. So it's one of the old things I used. I found ways I like better, but it still works good. Anyways, cardboard wheel. You'll see different YouTube videos, guys talking about how they use a wheel. There's even some different systems that use wheels and things like that. Here's a really heavy felt belt that I haven't used yet, or a felt wheel belt. And then these are some of the old, the other systems. Some of my mess down here I still got to sort through. I'm using, for dust collection in the shop, I've got a fan with a HEPA filter on it. And then over at the bench itself, I've got magnets, large, these are subwoofer magnets. And I'm putting them right behind the areas. I've got a few more to put in that will hopefully help attract and pull the dust down. Metal filing dust has been the biggest issue I've had in this space. Let me step back. I'll try not to move around too much. This is kind of the whole space here. And this is the whole bench area that I've widened out and made so it's functional. And so it's just a walk-in closet area that's been converted. A lot of the stuff I had was little stuff, pens and pencils. These are arts and craft supplies that you end up using when you're using epoxy and things like that. A lot of the little tools and things like that that I use for files. Just different things that you use. And here's where I'm keeping all my rubbing compounds. Most of these I just picked up down at the hardware store. There's the Harbor Freight's 1x30 that's now got a variable speed DC motor installed, and it also has the little angle jig attachment. I do want to just do a whole video on that, and I'll show you everything I did to it, because it really made a difference in how smooth it runs. Not just the motor, but the wheels and truing them up. And then I've got the Wicked Edge with the modifications I've done to it, and it's for high-end and fine work and stuff like that. All this stuff back in here will probably go into some containers here shortly. These are all the strops and emulsions and the polishes and things like that, and the little stuff that I use. Up above is where I've now got the microscope station for on-the-fly checking of the edges, and I still like this. This was a no-name USB scope. It doesn't have a name. I think it's a 400 or an 800 power that it claims, and it's not. But it works, and it gives you a clear picture. This is on the low setting, I believe. And it was $20. And so you can snap photos, and for sharing and doing things like that. And really just when you're inspecting the work, it's fine. Up above here is where I'm keeping all my sandpapers. I've got some new, I actually got room to expand this time so I don't get overloaded. So I've got empty places to put things in the future. And a little fireworks up in the corner. Shh, don't tell my kids. These are all my knife projects I've still got that I can work on rainy days. These are my own stuff. A couple of these are for some friends. This one was given to me on a work trade. The guy said he liked the work I did, so he gave me this old cleaver. I'm really looking forward to puffing and polishing that. Some different knives from different countries, and just some things to play around with when I don't want to. These are all the new microscope accessories, and this is probably the latest thing that I got. I picked this up off of eBay for a couple $100, and it's kind of my philosophy to try and get the most bang for the buck you can. If I can make it, I will. If I can't, I'll try and find the best deal I can. I'm not into spending big money on this. I can't, it's a side thing. I've got a family. So this thing is amazing, and I'm just getting it set up again. So hopefully I'll be able to show some results of what this thing does, and we can examine the edges. This is a little homemade jig I made out of a door hinge and a flat magnet. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about. Instead of spending $50 on a custom jig, and you can buy the things, I went down and spent $2 or $3, and I built my own perfectly serviceable angle guide that holds the blade in place while I'm examining it. And last is probably the belts, and they'll probably need their own video. Belts are, everyone's got their choices and things like that. I am really enjoying the finish with the felt belts, and I use a leather belt for the finish. The rest is just kind of a standard progression of aluminum oxide and silicon carbide. I do have some, I think these are Norton Blaze. They're really good for stock removal. And my other favorites are these structured abrasives. I think these are from Norton as well. And I love them for the finish. And I even have a belt that goes up as high as 3,000 grit. And that's one of the secrets I'm getting to the really, really super sharp final end product. And it all depends how far you want to go. You don't need that for an everyday edge. So that's it. That's a quick shop tour. Finally, I'm back in action, and I'm back making videos. So I'm really looking forward. I don't know how good the quality of these videos are going to be. I'm just going to try and give some content. These are, it's my thing. It's where I'm at. I don't profess to be the final word on anything. I'm learning as I go, and I just enjoy the heck out of it. So I want to make sure to share and hopefully get ideas from you guys as well about what works and what doesn't work. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day.